books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's call the morning steam, it's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Monday, October 13th. Happy Thanksgiving to all of our Canadian friends, and happy Indigenous Peoples Day or Columbus Day here in the United States. And we got holiday time celebrations here. Today, it feels like a pretty good day. You got some nice news internationally, if you will, even if our president takes a victory lap and a curtain call and all that, we'll just take it for what it's worth. Some good news today, certainly here on a Monday, and it's a great time yesterday and a great time last night with the guys, with the NFL coverage here on the Sports Money Network, with that game last night. It was a fun game, wasn't a close game. The Chiefs over the Lions, 30-17. The Chiefs led just 13-10 at halftime, but man, they looked good there in the second half and really pelted the Lions in the second half, held the Lions to just 112 yards and 7 points, and the Chiefs outgained Detroit 350-300, and they didn't commit a penalty. So usually you're going to win if you don't commit any penalties. Apparently they did commit a bunch of penalties, and the refs didn't pick them up. That's why at the end of the game, you saw our man, Brian Branch, going out of control. And given his history of being a naughty boy, you know what? It's kind of hard to shake it, even if you did come out today and apologize a little bit and said it was childish, but he said he wished the refs would catch what they're doing. Well, why are you going to punish the other team? They're just doing what they can do. So, I don't know. Branch has been in trouble before with the league for his testy behavior, and it's always good to apologize, but things did get a little out of control there last night with Branch and the end of the game there with the Lions and the Chiefs. But the Chiefs put themselves right back into contention there, I think, a little bit with the victory, improving to 3-3. What are we dealing with here? At this point, they need to get rolling here, the Chiefs. But nonetheless, in the game yesterday, Kansas City with that win. Chiefs are 8-4 against the spread, last 12, coming in off of a loss. And Detroit, they'll have to go back to the drawing board a little bit there. They were outclassed. It wasn't a matter of an off night or anything. It did look like the Chiefs had the better team out there, at least in this game. The Lions still scored well in some of their games, but when they don't get it going and they are beat, they got beat down pretty good. Game of the day was the Buccaneers over the 49ers, 30-19. Baker Mayfield, 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bucks, kind of got off to a slow start there a little bit. Got a touchdown early, but then cruised the rest of the game. Ended up there with a 30-19 victory. Bucks led 20-16 at halftime in kind of a high-scoring first half. But bummer, man, with Fred Warner, my man. He's out for the season with a broken ankle. So the 49ers have a bunch of injuries right now. It's not going good at this point for the 49ers. And even though they've had a winning record so far, it's going to be a problem moving forward for the Niners. This team is really beat up right now. The Bucs defense, 6 sacks, 2 picks. Mac Jones did have 340 yards passing in the game. Bourne had 5 receptions for 142 yards in the game, but it was the Buccaneers that got the win and lose Warner for the 49ers. San Francisco not quite able to run the ball here, even with McCaffrey. Yeah, he can receive the ball out of the backfield, but not quite complete here right now. So the Niners might be regressing here a little bit. Keep an eye on that. Panthers over the Cowboys, 30-27. Rico Dowdle. He rushed for 239 yards and a touchdown. The Cowboys rushed for 31 yards on 19 carries. No wonder he said, hey, you guys let me go. I'll show you who's boss. Carolina's 3-0 at home, but 0-3 on the road. Dallas has allowed 30 points in 4 of their last 5 games and allowed over 433 yards per game over the last 4 weeks as the Panthers roughed up the Cowboys a little bit. And it did take them to the final play of the game in order to win the game, but they did do it. Give them credit on that one. Bryce Young, 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Fitzgerald, the 33-yard field goal with 1 second left. George Pickens, 9 receptions, 168 yards in that one. My Chargers outlast the Dolphins, and I'll keep the tweet deck fired up here to make sure that Coach McDaniel hasn't been fired just yet. But the Chargers drove 44 yards, kicked a game-winning field goal with Dicker there with 5 seconds left. As the Dolphins had taken a 27-26 lead with 46 seconds left with a touchdown. Chargers come back to get it done in the second half. They had 20 points. Miami led 13-9 at halftime. Miami, they've allowed nearly 30 points per game in this 1-5 start. A lot of finger pointing after the game with Tua, pointing out that the guys are missing team meetings, not even coming to team meetings. It is a mess, so coach probably not going to outlast this one. We've seen some other coaching news today as well, but nothing yet from Miami, but it does look like the outcome is right now that the team's just not all in on this situation. So 3 interceptions. His days are numbered probably as well, but got to get a whole regime change, it feels like, in there right now. Achane, 128 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Chargers get the win, however, in the game with Dicker. Also, the 42-yard desperation pass from Herbert to Ladd McConkey. We said McConkey would have a strong game, and he did make some plays for sure. Herbert got knocked around again. He's still alive this morning. Kimani Vidal, 124 yards, including big runs in that game. Chargers, 3 interceptions on defense. McConkey, in the end, 100 yards on 7 receptions. Said he'd have a big game, but Oronde Gadsden, not the former, they went in there to play Miami. Former Gadsden, remember his dad played on Miami, but here comes Oronde Gadsden for the Chargers, 7 receptions, 68 yards coming on there. If they can get some production out of him at tight end, maybe they can, as I've been talking about the Chargers tight end situation, but they need something a little more. Maybe they got it with Gadsden there. Jefferson had an interception as well. Their Chargers 4-2, Miami 1-5. Also, Rams over the Ravens 14-3. Game was a low-scoring game all the way. Puka Nacua injured again. I mean, when you play as hard as he is, you can't fault it. It's kind of strange. He gets injured a lot, but he's a little bit reckless sometimes out there. But he puts it all out in the field. Rams are 8-1 against the spread. Their last 9 is a road favorite. We had them for sure, and the Rams were able to hold the Ravens. As Ravens drove 53 yards on their first drive, got a field goal, and that's all they got. And the Ravens have been turning it over as well. Rams win that one on the road. Colts over the Cardinals, but the Cardinals got the money there in that one. Arizona led 24-17 after 3 quarters. The Colts had 14 points in the 4th quarter to come back. And Indy averaging 30 points this season in those wins. Cardinals lost 4 games by a total of 9 points. They still got the money in this one. Brissett, I was concerned, but 320 yards and 2 touchdowns. He did do a nice job for sure there. Arizona 11-6 is road underdogs under Gannon. And good job there by the Cards to get the money, but make no mistake, the Colts won the game again and had some good running as usual. The Colts are looking good. Taylor, 123 yards. Indiana Jones, 212 yards and 2 scores. Also, few more results. It was early on the Broncos over the Jets. The Jets, an embarrassing display of offense. 57 plays, 82 yards. It's not getting any better for the Jets. At this point, we were on the air there yesterday. We were on the Jets and the under. So, hey, I guess we had that one right, didn't we? Had a couple of props in there as well with Hall under his rushing and receiving and Wilson under his receptions. As well as the Jets lost 13-11. Jets did get the money, make no mistake. Jets are 0-6 for the losses by a touchdown or less, but just no offense. Denver drove 65 yards, had the game go-ahead field goal with 5 minutes left in the game, and Denver 1-5 to the under so far this season, but the Jets got the money. In that one, make no mistake there, as Broncos had 9 sacks in the game and basically NFL record minus 10 yards passing is what it came out to be there for. The Jets in that one, man, embarrassing. Steelers over the Browns, 23-9. Rodgers, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pittsburgh with a bye. That's the secret. Tomlin off of a bye. He's 9-0 and 7-2 against the spread. And the Pittsburgh Steelers continue to dominate the division at home. 15-4 ATS last 19 division home games. And Cleveland didn't score a touchdown. They trailed 9-3 at halftime and had to settle for 3 field goals. Cleveland's 0-5 straight up, and ATS last 5 trips into Pittsburgh as the Steelers got the win and the cover. And hey, we gave out the under here on the show yesterday as Pittsburgh had 6 sacks. Dylan Gabriel, 29 of 52, 221 yards in that one. Patriots over the Saints 25-19 as the Patriots scored 22 points in their first 4 drives. And Kayshon Boutte was looking good in that one. 2 touchdowns, 93 yards. Where everybody was touting him, I said it too, that he would have a nice game. But man, he really did. I think everyone else was kind of on him even stronger than I was. Patriots 7-3 last 10 ATS as a road favorite. Kamara 31 yards on 10 carries. Rattler loses again. Saints are 7-14 last 21 as a home underdog there as the Patriots win it behind Drake May, 263 yards and 3 touchdowns. Seahawks over the Jags 20-12. Here we did have Seattle there in that one with Pick'em game on the road, but Jackson Smith and Jigba, 8 receptions, 162 yards, and a touchdown. The Seahawks have won 3 of their last 4. They've won 9 straight on the road right now. Insane. They're also 22-6 in 1 p.m. Eastern games, meaning when they travel to the East Coast. This team is solid. Trevor Lawrence was sacked 7 times for 44 yards. I said it was going to be kind of an elite game, 2 good teams there for sure, but Seattle was much the best, and we had them. Darno, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns in that one. Raiders over the Titans here in Vegas. Raiders led 10-0 at halftime to snap a 4-game losing skid. Genty, 75 yards and a touchdown. We thought it'd be a little stronger than that, but he was effective and got it done. Wasn't much offense in this one, just 450 yards as LA won the ball Vegas won the game despite rushing for just 68 yards on 32 carries. Tennessee's 1-5 straight up and against the spread. Packers over the Bengals, 27-18. Bengals got the money as the Packers rushed for 153 yards and outgained Cincinnati 400-270. As Green Bay wins again at home, they led 10-0 at halftime. And Flacco, 29 of 45 for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. He beat the spread. Flacco did, and got the money there for sure in that one. All right, and we'll say hello to some folks, and we'll talk a little Major League Baseball as well as we get ready for the action today. We got some daytime action. Jimbo is here. Jimmy is here. D-Money. Jermaine is with us. Joe W. Look at the crew here. Irish King. Guillermo Zertucci here today, and we're ready to go here for Monday Night Football. Jermaine says, how about teams that are playing the Vikings? 0-4 ATS, all with double-digit losses. Isn't that strange? Here's Abel ready to go with his Dodgers today. There's Nuke in the chat as well. Eric Acevedo. Hey everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel Sports Bunny here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Bobby Max seems to like it. Eric says Green Bay not going to cover there, or did not cover. That's right, did not cover, no doubt about it. Dowdle was kind of the hero there. Chargers got it done. A little bit of clutch there after last week's bad game. There's Blue in the chat. Oh my goodness, R. Thompson's here, and look at the lovely 40. And I hope I talked bad there about the 49ers a little bit, but I think R. Thompson knows there those injuries are piling up. So hopefully they can turn things around a little bit and get healthy. But man, just bummed about my man Fred Warner. I think Fred will be back. He's not young anymore, but still, as elite as he was, you got to feel like there's still something left in the tank. I don't think a broken ankle is going to keep him out next year. So come on, Fred, get better and get back next year. All right. Any team with a losing streak could play the Titans and win, I think, there. And Terrell had a little two-teamer. Thanks, everybody in the chat there. Major League Baseball yesterday with Seattle and Toronto in Game 1. And, well, we took Seattle here on the show. It was on the run line, but the premise was that even with the 15 innings there, that the price was still a little high. I know the money did come in on Seattle for sure there. Late went from $1.75 pretty much down to $1.50 by the time the first pitch came. Cal Raleigh homered for Seattle. It was the Blue Jays getting a home run early, but George Polanco knocked in a couple of runs, and Bryce Miller was awesome, holding Toronto to 2 hits in 6 innings to take a 1-0 lead in the best of 7 series there between Seattle and Toronto. Game 2 is today, and we'll preview it here in just a few moments. But in yesterday's game, certainly the news had to be the bullpen work the pitching work of Miller yesterday over against Gausman, who also did pitch pretty well. But George Springer homered on the first pitch of the game for the Jays, or at least the first pitch to the Jays in the bottom half of the first inning, and they only got 1 hit after that. So Bryce Miller was terrific, and the Mariners pitchers retired 23 of the last 24 hitters, and we'll see Trey Savage today for Toronto. They'll start a rookie in Game 2. All right. Say hello to our folks and friends in the chat, and you can get subscription from me here at winnable.com, and when you subscribe over at there it is, winnable.com. But at the end of this show, I will have a drawing and draw one name for a subscription to my picks over at winnable.com. If you want to claim them, you can. If not, you can tell someone else to claim them. That's okay by me. I just want to get you guys on board tracking my plays here on the Sports Money Network. So this is how you do it. Support me here on the channel by subscribing to winnable.com/Ramon and use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages. Looking back at some of the action there from yesterday in the NFL, some of the picks that I sent out there that won included the Raiders minus the points, the Tampa Bay and San Francisco. We had a winner there as well. Also, we had the Steelers and we had Carolina. So check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon in time for tonight's action. Got a great NFL doubleheader tonight. All right, there's one game in hockey last night. It was 1-0. The Capitals beat the Rangers. Wow, battle of backup goalies turned out to be just a 1-0 game there in that one. So, hey, join us tonight here on the Sports Money Network in conjunction with Razor Sharp Picks as we have doubleheader action in the NFL. We're about to go over those games right now, but you can join us at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 Pacific for our NFL coverage. And here in just a short time from now, about 3 hours, we're going to have the VB MMA Pick Show, and we'll be previewing the Dana White Contender Series week number 10 for Tuesday. That's coming up in just 3 hours. We'll have this is a just goes to show you. We've already recorded the Dana White's Contender Series preview for Tuesday night. It's underneath the live tab here on the Sports Money Network, so you can get ready for that action. But coming up today at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific, in about 3 hours here, we will preview UFC for this week. And they are north of the border here, I believe, for this week's action. So check it out here coming up. VB MMA picks here at 9:30 Eastern and 12:30 Eastern and 9:30 Pacific. And we'll have VB MMA picks previewing the 3 fights for this week, including the main event here coming up on Saturday night between Aspinall and Gane here this week for the UFC championship, and it's from Abu Dhabi, actually. Right now, let me get it right here, you guys. I have my notes here for the show, and I better be ready. You guys are probably yelling at me right now for this week's action. All right, there it is. DeRitter and Allen in the DeRitter and Allen coming up here this week on Saturday, and it's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific in Vancouver. Okay, that much I knew. All right, thanks everyone once again for joining me here in the chat. We've got let's see here. Trevor is here. Thank you for your support as well. Irish King had a nice day. And thank you to Blue. That's all right, Blue. That's okay. You know, you're supporting me. That's what keeps me coming back here on the channel. If everyone stopped subscribing, I probably would just. You guys are great. Love being here with you, but you probably wouldn't be watching either. So, okay, let's get ready now and get ready for the previews today and go right to the action. We've got a nice card here of NFL, Major League Baseball, and some NHL. We're going to preview the baseball first because it is the playoffs after all. And let's get into it. The Mariners here taking on Toronto. You got Gilbert going here for Seattle, going up against Yesevich here for the Blue Jays. And Yesevich, a rookie coming in here, making his 5th start. Now, look, he's looked very good. In fact, his first performance was outstanding. He's had 4 starts, and Toronto has won all 4 of them here. Still, they're starting a rookie in a high-leverage situation against a veteran like Logan Gilbert, who does have very solid numbers. There's no doubt about it. Gilbert, a 3.3 ERA, 102 whip, 210 batting average against 26 starts and a 7-6 record. Mariners are 16-10 with Gilbert on the mound. Meanwhile, for Trey Yesevich, 4 starts, 2.33 ERA, 108 whip, and a 181 batting average against. He's been outstanding here, no doubt about it. And that total hanging out there at 7.5 over at -120. You know, yesterday I went over in the game and paid for it, but I'm going back to the over tonight. The number here actually is probably 7.5 under 15 right now. It's definitely moved lower, but I'm not going to be involved in that. I'm going with the over in this one with Seattle and Toronto at 7.5. We didn't really get the offense there yesterday, so let's see. We're back in game 2. Obviously here tonight. So let's see if that makes the difference today as far as maybe a little more offense here in this matchup between the Mariners and the Blue Jays. Get your picks in the chat here as well. Let's hear from you with today's big game. You know, Toronto's gone over in 4 of their last 6 games. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. And here comes some plays in the chat from you guys. And it's going to be Jays on the run line here for Nuke. He likes the Jays to handle these guys and take that plus money and really come out with that offense today. Man, that ball was so well hit there to start the proceedings there by Springer. I thought that it was going to be all Toronto and that Seattle would be out of pitching, but they really did do a nice job. D-Money goes with Seattle here in this one. And Mariners money line here for Blue. He likes the Mariners here as a dog. But I'm going to go over in this one. I failed yesterday with the total going over, but going right back to it today here at 7.5 at minus 105 or maybe even money today. I'm going over. Jays first 5 for Robert. All right. And we got one more here to come. And let's go here. Oh, let me see here. Jimmy here is on the Jays money line as well. And Blues on the Blue Jays team total 2.5 at minus 150. Okay. Appreciate it, gang. Let's go to the later game now. That one is at 5:07 Eastern, 5:03 Eastern, 2:03 Pacific. In fact, I'm seeing the line here right now at one offshore book down to $1.20 for the Blue Jays. All right, next up, the Dodgers are at the Brewers. Here in this one, you've got the Dodgers minus $1. $1.50 total, 7.5 over 15, maybe 7.5 over 20 in this one. Blake Snell, 7-4 record, 13 starts, 9-4 with the Dodgers with Snell on the mound. Looked good all season long here since his return anyway. Missed most of the season. 2.18 ERA, 1.17 whip, 211 batting average against now. But for the Brewers here, I'm currently listing, let me see here, Quinn Priester here, but also some possibility here that we will get Quintana or maybe a combination of both here today in this matchup between the Dodgers and the Brewers. So, look, I think the Brewers are dealing with a little bit of a position of strength here, I think, in this matchup. The pitching has looked decent enough here anyway, but Priester, I think, gets the job as a little bit of an opener. We know he can go a little bit deeper, so let's see what the Brewers do with this combination of guys here today in this one. The Dodgers are not exactly knocking the cover off the ball, and the big news here is they've been awful in Milwaukee. They're downright dismal here. The Dodgers have lost 8 straight games to the Brewers, period. The Brewers came in and swept them in LA as well. Milwaukee's 5-0 at home against the Dodgers coming into this one. Now, that doesn't mean the Dodgers weren't red hot and still, God, you got to consider them hot. But the Brewers, for whatever reason, the Dodgers haven't been able to solve them here very much this season. So see what you got here with these two tonight, with the Dodgers on the road favored about $1.50 here, and the total right now is 7.5. A little bit of juice to the over here in this one, but not for me. I'm going under with the Dodgers and Milwaukee here in Milwaukee tonight. I gotta have the under here in this one. And let's see what you guys have in the chat. And here we go. You got the Nuke on the Brewers here as a dog. Doge says, give me the Dodgers on the run line. D-Money also. Nuke says the Brewers just clobbered left-handers, period, all season. Irish King, run line here. Roberts on the Brewers on the money line. And Blue, I think you're going under in the first 5. Robert likes the over in this game. And We Do is here. He likes under, maybe a live parlay and do it to a football over. He'll take under in the baseball game and over in the football game, maybe is what he's saying there. But I'm going to try the under here in this one with Snell and Priester. Certainly the series here may point to an over, but I'm going to try the pitching in this one. All right, should be a great day of Major League Baseball. Now let's go to the NFL tonight, and we'll be here for those games, or for the night game as well, or for these football games anyway, with the Bills taking on the Falcons here, and the Bills on the road favored by 4.5, and the total 50 in this one. Man, that's a high number, but the Bills have that offense, and hey, they're clicking right now, no problem here. You still got to think the Bills, who've scored an average of over 33 points in their 4 wins this season. Yeah, last week the Bills lost at home 23-20 to New England. New England not terrible against the Bills. They're playing a little bit better, but now you got the Bills on the road here, a little bit of controlled environment. I kind of like that. Bills won their only road game. It was against the Jets, 30-10. Falcons come in 2-2, even though they've outgained all 4 foes in their games so far this season. Falcons are 11-4 straight up and against the spread off of the bye. They're really good in this situation. So let's see how you have it here today with the Bills taking on the Falcons tonight in NFL Monday Night Football. Falcons are just 3-8-1 against the spread their last 12 games dating back to last season. Bills have gone over here in a few games so far, but let me go to the chat and get the feel from you guys in this one between the Bills and the Falcons here tonight. And also take maybe a look at the personnel real quick. I got some players that I like for sure, but you'll hear them on the show tonight for some props. But here's Allen going over in his passing touchdowns. Irish King said this line has moved. And right now he says the line is currently 3.5 here right now. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right about that. Man, that gives the Bills a little bit of a value, if you will, maybe a little bit of a discount. And the total here, yeah, definitely 50 right now. But all right, Robert likes the Falcons in this one. Jimmy likes the over. R. Toms likes the Falcons. Doge likes the Falcons. The Falcons are looking heavy here, but let's see here. Falcons cover as a home dog versus the annual, the team against who usually starts so good, the Bills, and maybe they fade. I don't know, but I'm going to go over here in this one between the Bills and the Falcons tonight. I'm going to go over on Monday Night Football, over the 50. All right, next up, the Bears are taking on the Commanders here tonight. And the Commanders, they're the 4.5-point favorite at home. No, they're 5. They're 5.5. What's going on here? This thing's going through the roof all of a sudden with the Commanders favored. The total here, another 50. Pretty much. There's some 49.5s here, it looks like. But, oh, my goodness, what's going on here with this Commanders line? Okay, I get it. Jaden Daniels is back now for the Commanders, and they're taking on a Bears team that, they won their last 2 games. We know they're not the best thing going, but they did score 56 points. The offense is going pretty good here for the Bears with Caleb Williams starting to get it going. Got some, good receivers here. Yes, it might not be the best matchup. One thing that the Commanders do okay is, coverage for sure. But you'd think with the Dunze, with Moore, with Olamide Zaccheaus here, and maybe a little bit of Cole Kmet, that the Bears can do something in this matchup, can't they? I know the widely reported steam did come in on the Commanders here, but man, are the Commanders really to be trusted to cover almost a touchdown here? Well, hey, they're 3-2 so far, and definitely a little bit up and down with Daniels was out of the lineup there for a while, but it looks like this is a game for Bill Merritt. I got to think Bill Merritt's the man here tonight. And the Bears do provide some pretty good coverage. And with Debo here, look, he's going to be active, I'm pretty sure. Let me take a peek at the injury list here with Debo, but should be ready to go. But even if he's not, not quite 100%, is that going to be a little bit of a factor? In fact, I don't even see him on the list here right now. Probable with that heel. We know he would be in there, so that's great. And still don't know if it's a great matchup necessarily for Debo here. So I'm going to take the Bears plus 5.5 here in this one on the morning steam. I'm going to try the Bears tonight. This is also probably going to be a Zach Ertz game. I'm not so sure about the Washington passing game here with Samuel, with Moore. Look, I always love Debo, but I think the heel injury, I'd have some concerns there. I think, he's going to be in there, it looks like, for sure. But I just kind of wonder about full effectiveness here. They need him because, like I said, beyond that, you got Chris Moore, you got Luke McCaffrey. I don't know. It doesn't seem like the options are what they used to be right now. So I think Bill Merritt and Zach Ertz are the men to look for here in this one today for the Commanders. But I'm going to take the Bears to hang in there. I think the offense is doing well, and I'm not sure the Commanders are a team to go blowing them out here just right now. They need to get this win for sure. They're just 3-2. Let's hear from you in the chat. All right. And we've got Cook to go over in his prop there in that Atlanta game. Blues on the Washington team total. Joe says Commanders minus 5.5. And why Commanders playing on Monday night, I think is what he's saying. But Nuke says the injuries, watch out for him. Fernando's on the Bills here. Jimmy likes the under in this one. Irish King says 28-24. What a game that would be, right? Man, that'd put some point spread drama in that one. Under here for Blue. Jerry says the Dodgers are winning the World Series, aren't they, Jerry? Let's go, Dodgers. Dodgers. And Tariq says he's going to take the Bears here. Jimmy's on a Dunze for an ATD. R. Thompson's on the Bears here as well. Final. And look at this. Great stat, of course, from Terrell. Always going to be bringing in that great stat there. And he says Bears is the only team to go over in their team total so far. So that bodes well for the offense here for the Bears. And they've been clicking a little bit. We'll see on the running game with mostly with Swift tonight for sure. I don't think it's a great matchup here. It's a tough matchup for him against the Commanders, but he did look good against Las Vegas there in that last game. So I'm not going to go too deep here. I know with Monin Guy did have a few carries here of late, but let's just keep it straight with Swift in this one. All right. And VAR likes Washington to cover the spread. I'm going to take the Bears. All right, good look at football here, joining us on the Morning Steam show. Great to have you guys. What's next? We're going to get into a little bit of hockey. Let's run the commercial here real quick. Mikey updated the commercial and did a nice job. So let's go to it right now with winnable.com.
Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, appreciate that, Mike. Yeah, join us over at winnable.com/Ramon with me, and the guys also have their over there on the platform as well. So check us out, and I'll have some picks for tonight as well. Okay, let's see here. VAR is ready to get down here with some. I think he's looking for World Cup qualifiers. We do have some games that just went off here at the top of the hour, mostly from Africa here today. But later on, you do have France in action. You got Germany. You got some top teams there and a couple CONCACAFs tonight as well. All right.
Team play.
Dirty Reg, he likes the big dumper. And let's see here. Irish King says Seattle and Dodgers in the World Series. And AOD's here today. All right. Nice to have AOD here. All right. Hey, I'm ready to get into a little hockey here with you guys. A 10-game slate here, and feels like we're starting to hit the stride a little bit on the ice. Try to get the season going here. And hey, we did have a nice card there on Saturday. I just had the one game yesterday, kind of flopped it there a little bit, but let's get into it here right now with the action tonight in the NHL. And I'm going to look at the first one up here with Colorado taking on the Sabres. We've got some day games here for sure here on Columbus Day / Thanksgiving there, but I think we're here within Buffalo. I still could be Thanksgiving. Buffalo, up there. Got a lot of people can celebrate on both sides of the border there in that city anyway, but it might be just more about having some matinee here on Columbus Day, a little half holiday there. Colorado favorite here on the road, $1.50 right now, and the total, up to $1.70, $1.75, total 6.5 shaded. I'll call it 6.5 flat, but there's definitely a move here on Colorado in this one. Looks like some widely reported steam actually did come in on Colorado in this game. Buffalo doesn't fare too well in this matchup, actually. Okay, Buffalo doesn't fare too well in this matchup. Actually, Colorado's won 11 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams. Wedgwood has been pretty sharp early, 1.95 goals against and 925 save percentage for Lyon here. His numbers haven't been too bad, but Buffalo really wasn't a very good underdog down the stretch last year, and we'll see 6 of the last 7 between these two teams have gone over. I think I'm going to take Colorado here on the puck line today to get the puck line win over Buffalo in this one. And we can see what you guys have as well here in the chat. Join me for some hockey plays. Blues on the Avs and NYC Bar. He likes the under in this one. Next up, I've got the Predators on the road here taking on the Senators. And the Senators are favored at home with Linus Ullmark, $1.70, 5.5 over at minus $1.25 here in this one. This one's at 1:07 Eastern and 10:07 Pacific, with Nashville coming in here on the road. Saros so far, 1.95 goals against and a 934 save percentage, while Ullmark's been lit up so far with a 5 goals against. Here, series history does support the over in this one between these two teams, but 11 of the last 15, in fact, in this series in Ottawa have gone over, but man, it's up to mostly 5.5s here. It seems like right now 5.5 over 25 for the most part, it feels like. So I would think this one probably would go way over here in this matchup. But let's see here. Let's see what you guys have in the chat in this one between Nashville and Ottawa here today. I'm going to go to the chat before I commit to this one. Do like that over, but let's see what you guys have. Might need a premium in there. Here we go with, I think, Predators here for blue. NYC Bar might be that. That might have been the last game. Let's see. Irish King says Colorado regulation money line, McKinnon anytime goal, and Natchez with an assist. VAR says take the Senators on the money line. All right. And let's take a look here. one more here. Trevor is on Ottawa here in this one between Nashville and Ottawa. All right, man, it's a pretty big number here right now for Ottawa to win this game here. It feels like the way the season's kind of starting out here. I mean, Saros does have some pretty okay numbers for sure here. So let's see what that puck line price is. I might just be, oh God, it's $1.85. Ooh, yeah. I'm going to take a Nashville here on the money line. That's what I'm going to do. Give me Nashville. I'll take them to win outright here against Ottawa today. All right. A little bit of spur of the moment on that one. I tell you what, I should just go with the over. Robert likes the over here in the first period. All right, next up, we got Tampa Bay taking on the Bruins here with Vasilevsky against Swayman here in this one. You got the Lightning here favored on the road against Boston in their hot start here at 3-0. Tampa Bay's 0-2. We've seen that before. Tampa Bay maybe a slow start, but man, 160 and the total 6 here, and Boston playing well. Swayman looking pretty good so far. You think about it, Vasilevsky just hasn't looked like Vasilevsky so far. 4.67 goals against and 85% save percentage, while Swayman's been terrific with a 1.0 goals against and a 96% save percentage. You know, the unders come in 12 of the last 18 games between these two teams. And Boston last season, they were going under in 7 straight following a win. I'm going to go with the under in this one. I think Tampa's a little bit out of rhythm and out of sync here right now offensively, and I'm going to go with the under in this day game between Tampa Bay and Boston at 6 goals. Okay, and the chat says, what do we got? Trevor is going to go over here. Nuke is on the Bruins, a little bit of plus money. NYC Bar likes the Bruins on the puck line. Irish King says Ottawa in their home opener, and he'll also take Boston on the money line. That plus money, you guys are liking them. And Robert says, take them plus a goal. That'll get you closer to an even money play there with Boston this afternoon, 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific time. Then next up, the Jets are taking on the Islanders here. And the Jets are favored about $1.20 and 5.5 in this one. 2 good goalies, but both are off to shaky starts so far. And just make sure I got the goalies right in this one. I want to it looks like Hellebuck and Sorokin for sure here. Hellebuck, 3.5 ERA, but Sorokin, 4.2 ERA so far. But man, I think history in this series has kind of been, pointing to the under here for the most part. You know, the Islanders often cover the puck line against Winnipeg here, but it's just a huge price at $2 in this one. I think the Islanders are probably live to be in this game here. Certainly, Sorokin probably due for a bounce back here, and we'll see. But it does feel to me like this one maybe tend to go under with these two. Between Winnipeg and the Islanders here. With this another day game, I'm not saying that tends to lean under here, but we'll see. And I'll go to the chat. We're early in the season, so we're getting some data together, but at 5.5, I'm probably still willing to go under in this game. It's 5.5 flat for the most part. Here we go. In the chat, it's going to be Irish King likes the Islanders game to go overtime. NYC Bar does say take the Islanders at that big minus price, but take them. R. Thompson with the Bruins back in that last game. Jets here for Fernando. Irish King says, did I say Irish King? I did it earlier too, and I think it's going to take a few weeks before my brain starts clicking on the right phraseology. Jimmy's on the Jets there, and Isles says, Nuke says take the Isles today. And I'm going to go under with the Jets and the Islanders here on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Keep it moving here. Robert's on the Jets there as well. Okay, thank you. Next up, we've got Red Wings here taking on the Leafs with Talbot going up here against Stolars in this one. And Toronto going to be a big favorite at home. Talbot so far, 2.17 goals against. Stolars, a 3.03 goals against so far. But, man, Toronto can really score at home. We know that. And against the Red Wings, they might end up lighting it up here, it feels like. Detroit could light it up here maybe as well, but maybe not to the tune Toronto will. I just have a feeling we're going to get some goals here between these two teams. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone over. I don't know if that's a big way to dictate this one, but I'm going to take an over here with Detroit and Toronto in this one at 5.5 here. I'm going to go over today. See what you got in the chat. And it's going to be the Jets for our Thompson, that game against the Isles. Ken just says, take all the Canadian teams today on Thanksgiving on the Canadian parlay, Irish King says. And Toronto wants a game back, a little bit of a revenge spot there against Detroit. And, interesting, Nuke. Thank you. Wow. So this game, let me see here. So they moved this game back 2 hours. Let me adjust that then to 2:07 Eastern, 11:07 Pacific. Thank you, Nuke. Got it. That still works out. Still in the same time for a time slot or the same rotation there. So cool. All right. Now I'll take over in this one. Robert's going over in the first period. And what a day in Toronto. Man, you got the Leafs. You've got the baseball game there. And, too bad the Argos aren't playing tonight, but we're going to preview the CFL Thanksgiving Day game between Ottawa and Montreal at the end of the show. So stick around. Or if Nuke has to go, he can put his play in there. All right. Let's keep it moving here right now with the Devils taking on the Jackets here. In this one, the Devils are favored on the road, $1.30. Coming into this one against the Blue Jackets. Markstrom's been a little bit shaky so far with with the goals against over 4, but Merzlikins hasn't been much better. The under's actually hit in 4 of the last 5 between these two in Columbus, but I'm not sure that's the direction I'm going. I've got another over here in this one with New Jersey and Columbus today. I think they keep it tight. I think they're going to be contentious here. I think I still might take the Devils at this price, but I'm going to go over in this one between Columbus and New Jersey here today. And let's see what you guys have here. We've got NYC Bar likes New Jersey on the road here. Blue, though, says Devils team total under in this one. All right. And Irish King says Hughes, anytime goal, and Bratt for an assist. Robert Dixon is here today. He likes New Jersey on the money line. I'm going to go over. Columbus seemed to be going over quite a bit late in the season last year, and I think we're going to see the same thing kind of here right now. And after New Jersey's going to win, I think it's going to be probably in the 4-3 range actually here for New Jersey today. I'll call it out as the exact score line. I'll say 4-3 Devils today. Next up, we have the Panthers on the road. Bobrovsky here and Urson. Here, I'm going to keep checking the goalies. In fact, the last game with, I believe, Columbus here, that might be the only change I've seen so far. Oh, Boston may have Korpisalo in there too. Let me go here and fire up the old goalie site here and see what we got. But if you guys know, you can let me know as well. I don't want to be wrong there. And early on, I may have just kind of relied on the early goalies there that had come out, but it does look like to be talking about that game back there with Tampa Bay and Boston. Boston may have Korpisalo in goal, and here looks like it could be Greaves for Chicago now in this game. Let me see here if we got confirmation of those. No, for Boston, we don't necessarily yet. And here for Columbus, we don't quite have it there yet either. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm still going over with that one. Okay, next up. Oh, here we go. Panthers and Flyers with Bobrovsky, and it could be Vladar in here for the Flyers today. Don't know if I have just the right information yet, but I hear it could be Vladar and not Urson, but I'm going to look at Urson here right now in this one, but we'll have to play this one by ear because I do like the under here. It might not change even if it is Vladar here, but let's see what you guys think in this one between the Panthers and the Flyers. I'm kind of looking at maybe Urson here, but we'll see if it could be Vladar in there. So, okay, let's take a look here. Also, we already talked about that first game with Wedgwood in there. Blackwood is out indefinitely for Colorado. I'm just seeing that right now. Blackwood out indefinitely with a lower body injury. We already know that Wedgwood's in there, but looks like that information just starting to come out here a little bit as well. Going to be some missed time in there. Okay. Anyways, for the Panthers and the Flyers here, Bobrovsky's off to a pretty hot start, no doubt. 3-0 with a 1.67 goals against. Panthers are on fire. They're looking great so far to start this season, aren't they? And don't get in their way right now. They're 3-0. For Philadelphia here, they are 0-1-1. Not the best offensively so far, and we'll see here when they're taking on Florida at home, man. It still feels like Florida, might be due to give one up here eventually, but I don't know if it's going to be this one against Philadelphia right now. This matchup usually stays under in Philly, especially when the Panthers come in with that hot goaltending, man. You got to give me the under. I like this one a lot. Give me the under here with Florida and Philadelphia today. Steam came in on the under. I might have to adjust the line there on screen at 620 because I think it's 5.5 over 20. So, hey, I'm not giving out on the value side here, but I'm still going under with Florida and the Flyers today. All right, let's see here. And Panthers puck line for VAR. Tampa Bay had that great preseason. They've fallen flat so far. Blue, Bruins money line, Panthers money line. Nuke says Panthers on the puck line to roll on the road. Irish King, Florida first period and team total over. R. Thompson's on the Panthers as well. More injury information coming in today. Ottawa right winger Batherson, he's out tonight, and defenseman Clevin, he's upgraded here to probable. NHL injuries starting to kind of roll in here right now. Buffalo winger Zach Benson's questionable tonight.
Steam play.
All right, here we go. More games here in the NHL. 10-game schedule. We've got the Blues and the Canucks here with, I think, Bennington going here against Demko. I think we're pretty certain on this one with the Blues on the road, an underdog here. Canucks about $1.25, 5.5. I'm going to say over $1.15. This one's gone up just a little bit for sure with the Blues and the Canucks here tonight. Demko's been pretty good so far early for Vancouver, 1.54 goals against and a .944 save percentage. Bennington, meanwhile, been a little rough around the edges so far for sure. But, man, St. Louis does kind of own this series, but I'm not so sure here right now. I think with Demko looking pretty good here in this game. I know it is 5.5, but I think I've got another under here. Definitely not getting the best of this one at 5.5. But I'm still going under with St. Louis and Vancouver here tonight. I would prefer in this game a 6, and I might do it myself, take it up to 6 and pay that heavy juice because I want to win, but I prefer the under with the Blues and the Canucks tonight. And let's see here. VAR likes the Canucks here. It's a small favorite on that money line. Seeing a lot of steam coming in here this morning on a lot of college football games. And, man, I think we could touch on them here possibly. Got about 6 or 7 moves so far where the steam's rolled in this morning. Let me run these down here real quick. College football steam that's come in so far today. South Carolina plus the points against Oklahoma. The Sharps took 5.5. It's going to go down to 4.5. It feels like South Carolina took the steam. Michigan State and Indiana under 53.5. It's going to be down to 52, I think, here right now with Michigan State and Indiana. Colorado State took the steam against Hawaii. Colorado State's going to move to a favorite in that matchup. The steam also came in on the over at 54.5. It's probably heading to 56. UNLV and Boise State, we saw crazy scores from UNLV in that 51-48 game. The steam came in on the over here at 62. Don't be surprised if this one heads north of 64 here. Also, UTSA +5 against North Texas, down to +4. And Texas and Kentucky moved to the under here at 43.5. It's going to go down to 42.5. It looks like Oregon and Rutgers over 59.5. It's going to go over 60.5 here. And Tennessee and Alabama over steam, over 60. Going to go to 61 here right now in that one between Tennessee and Alabama. Some steam right there as well. All right, we got a few more here in the NHL tonight. Some plays from you guys. Vancouver for Irish King. Robert likes the Canucks here tonight. Kings and Wild with, let's see here. I've got Kemper going up against Gustafson. Yeah, Kemper and Gustafson here in this one. And you have going to be about $1.20 right now for the Minnesota Wild at home. Total 5.5 over at -115 here. Both goaltenders have about 3 goals against so far in just a couple of games, but the over has been consistent in this matchup. When these two teams get together, it feels like right now both teams have been a little bit leaky, if you know what I mean, so far here this season. Kings already have a couple of losses. Minnesota 1-1 so far. I'm going over 5.5 right now in this one with the Kings and Minnesota here tonight to get the season rolling here. Let me see some. I want to see the head-to-head on this one between these two, but yeah, I'm going to go over here, especially with LA on the road. See if you guys got a pick in this one. All right, we've got King's puck line for VAR and the Wild here for Robert. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. Someone hanging with me here in the hockey. And, early on, a lot of eye tests. You know what I mean? I'm not too worried about what teams did so much. I mean, I certainly am when they're on the road, when they're at home or whatever. But new season. Stop Geo's here today. How about the Utah Mammoth? They're taking on the Blackhawks. You got Benjamilka going up here against Spencer Knight of the Black Chalks. The Black Chalks. Well, I'm glad that doesn't say anything too crazy. Let me fix that. Black Chalk. I don't think there's anything wrong with that typo. It just didn't look quite right. There we go. I'd have been embarrassed, but this one seems fine. So a few more injuries here. Lindholm of Boston, the defenseman, he's going to be questionable here in this one. And also Utah center here in this game, Hayton, he is questionable. And Dursey, the defenseman, he's also questionable in this game. For Utah, Chicago here. Look, I'm not seeing a lot of goals necessarily here. We'll see what Chicago does. Got another quick injury here. Hayden Fleury of Winnipeg, the defenseman. He is questionable in that game tonight for Winnipeg against the Islanders. Vejmilka's got a 1.98 goals against so far. Knight's been decent, but winless so far. Chicago coming in here at 0-2-1. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one with that overtime game. But for me, I'm going to go. Let's see here in this one with Utah, pretty big favorite here on the road. I'm not sure if I'm trusting them necessarily here. And the Blackhawks had a they're not great so far, that's for sure. But I don't know if Utah's too great either here. So give me Chicago tonight at home to grab one here against the Mammoth. All right, a couple more NHL injuries. Islanders center Callum Ritchie and left winger Jonathan Drouin. He's served his suspension, so both players are questionable here tonight. All right, I don't know why it'd be questionable after serving your suspension, but that's what it says. Okay, let's get a few more picks here. Jimmy's on the Wild money line. Robert's on the Wild. Blue is on Utah money line. Bar's on the Blackhawks. And Dana Delp is here. Hi, Dana. Nice to see you. Irish King says Chicago money line. And Bedard, anytime goal there, I think is what that says. And that's it for the NHL tonight. I like this card. But like I said, I'm really kind of relying on the eye test a little bit. I'm not ready to roll with the trends and the goalies. I think I'm interested in and what we're seeing so far from the scoring of the teams. I think that's how I'm weighing it out here tonight in the NHL. All right. Hey, I have looked at some NBA action here for today. This is a night card here for NBA preseason. We'll look at some of these numbers here with the Heat taking on the Hawks here tonight in this one. And just a quick blip or two with these teams here. The Miami's 0-3 so far, scoring only 106 points per game and allowing 113. Atlanta, I think they're 1-1 so far, but like what we're seeing here maybe from Atlanta, and I think the Heat defense here is probably susceptible right now. I don't know if they're that interested here in this one. I'm actually going to go over to start off here and take the over with Miami and Atlanta here tonight in this one. I think Atlanta probably can get them here. Heat aren't looking too interested so far. You guys can make some picks in the NBA if you want, but no biggie if you don't. We're just kind of keep it going here, get ready for the regular season. Let's see here, Irish King. Minnesota in regulation. He's got Boldy for an anytime goal. Trevor says under in the Heat game, I think is what he's saying there. All right, next up, the Spurs are taking on the Pacers here. This is the big game of the night. This might be the game of the preseason so far. San Antonio's 3-0. They're definitely in the top teams here so far for preseason performance. Got to call it like it is. They're averaging 121 points a game. They're beating teams by an average of 13.5 points a game so far. The Pacers are looking good, solid offensively. They are allowing 117 points per game so far, but maybe the Spurs have just shown a little bit more balance here. This total has risen to 233.5. Pacers are up to a 2.5-point favorite. I'm taking the Spurs in this one, plus 2.5. I know the screen there does say 1.5. I don't think I'm going to update it for the preseason here, but total's gone up 2, and I'm going to take the Spurs plus 2.5. If you want to go 1.5, that's fine. I'm actually seeing some threes out there as well, so we'll see. VAR's on the over, and VAR's also on the Spurs money line. Blues on the over here in this one, and San Antonio for Fernando as well. All right, we got Washington taking on the Knicks, and the Knicks are down to 9.5. There's some 10.5s out there still. Total is, I'm going to have to update this one. It's up to about 223, and I have to update it because I like the over here. So call it 223.5 here in this one for sure. And we're starting to see those NFL injuries come out here. Curtis Samuel, questionable. Dalton Kincaid, questionable. TJ Sanders, DeMar Hamlin, Matt Milano are out. Deion Dawkins, Dorian Williams, Taylor Rapp, and Ed Oliver are all probable in the Buffalo-Washington game. All right, let's see here. Where we at? Wizards and Knicks. There we go. We updated it right there. And Bo Bichette still out tonight in the American League Championship Series. Okay, Wizards and Knicks here. Let me try to get these in. Wizards so far, I think they've only had one game, so I haven't seen too much. They lost by 1 point. So see what you got here in this one. I'm actually going to probably take the Wizards in this. Let me look here. Yeah, I'm taking the Wizards here against the Knicks. The Knicks are 3-0, no doubt about it. But the line is 10 here, and I'm going to say that the Knicks right now, I think they're ready to go here in the regular season. They might continue to drub these teams a little bit, but Washington may end up scoring enough points, I think, to keep this one close. I expect the Knicks to try to keep Washington down here, and I think the Knicks could end up here probably in the range of 115, but Washington could get over 105. I was on a show last night. I was saying, man, Washington might struggle here, but you know what? I think the Knicks are getting kind of ready to go here, and I'm going to take actually. I'm on the over. Let me make sure I'm on the over, you guys, with the Washington and the Knicks. I can't take Washington because I already laid 10.5. I don't even know what's going on here in the preseason, but I'm going to go over now with the Wizards and the Knicks in this one. Forgive me. All right, let's take a look here. And let's see. Nasty Nate says the Celtics smashed in that last game there yesterday against Cleveland. Hey, we did have Boston here on the Morning Steam show yesterday, right? And let's see here. And Fernando says, did the Wizards play yesterday? And is it a 2-day? Wizards did play yesterday. And we did have the under as a winner in that game yesterday here on the Morning Steam shows. I'm going to go over, though, the Washington game here. All right, a couple more here. We got Guangzhou Leon Lions taking on the Timberwolves. The thing is, we've seen Guangzhou. I mean, you can probably just include them in the mix here right now. And yeah, the Timberwolves are favored by 38. We saw some of the teams really lay waste to Guangzhou here, and I think Minnesota might just end up doing the same so far. Guangzhou. They've lost their 2 games against NBA teams so far by 39 points. So, but they're only averaging 91 a game. The games, coming down to it like a 120 to 91, pretty much. Minnesota's 1-2, averaging 118 points a game. But I'm going to take Minnesota to get it done here. I'll take Minnesota. This one's a little rough, but I'm going to take them here to win it by 40 or so. And a little more steam coming in here right now. And it is Penn State and Iowa under 38.5. We obviously saw the news of Penn State firing their coach. Okay, I mean, you want to fire a coach, it basically is, help put the program back together again. They lose 3 measly games, and everybody's in a hissy in Happy Valley, but that's the way it is. Look, UCLA, it turns out, maybe they're pretty good. They fired their coach, got a new coordinator, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're looking pretty good here all of a sudden. And, I understand, lost 3 in a row. And, you're in a mid-season fall. But you know what? I think we, as gamblers, we always liked James Franklin because he always seemed like the perception was he liked to cover the spread, right? The numbers would prove it. You go back every show, right? We do it. Well, you could look back at all these games where Franklin is just making you money, basically covering like 2/3 of every possible situation from, as road favorites, home, he got the money, and that's what we like. And frankly, the best coaches, in my opinion, are the ones that cover the spread, not consciously, but when you're consistently over, covering the spread, meaning you're outweighing what the public thinks of the team every time. And Franklin did that. So I don't know what they're looking for there in Penn State. The next guy they're going to end up with here probably ain't going to be James Franklin. It's going to be, we'll see. Maybe they will make a splash. Maybe they'll go big. But we'll see if he's better than James Franklin, if you know what I mean. One more here. A couple of comments here. Let's see. Clipper game. I like seeing, the Clippers the other night played in San Diego. And they were at the new arena there, the Wavefront Arena. And my man Kobe Sanders of the Clippers addressed the crowd. I hope he makes the team. That'd be awesome. I don't know if he's gonna do it, but I hope he does. That was cool. All right, Dallas and Utah. Here in this one, you got Dallas favored by 4. Let me fix the banner here. They're definitely down to 4.5, maybe 4 in this one. And the total is up to 235. Okay, Dallas and Utah with this rising total here tonight. And I'm probably going to go over still at 235 or whatever it is. Here it's going to be a little daunting, but Dallas is 1-1. They're beating opponents by 6.5 points per game in those 2 games. They had a blowout there, of course, and then lost a close one. Utah 0-2. They're allowing 137 points per game. They're at the bottom for sure. Here in the preseason right now, and I think with a higher scoring game, Dallas could end up blowing them out of this one, it feels like. I'm going to go over 235 with Dallas and Utah. All right, I think that's a look at the basketball here tonight. We're going to go to one game in the CFL with Ottawa and Montreal here. And got the Alouettes favored by 14 and 51.5. Boy. Big number here for the Thanksgiving day game, but that's okay. Montreal here, they've always doing well against the Red Blacks of late. Covered the spread, 5 straight meetings against them here, and man, this has been kind of an over series. We know that Ottawa's been playing, been going under here quite a bit of late, but man, do I have the right site here in this game? Let me make sure. It is at Montreal, right? Yeah. Drew Brown continues to be out here, but I'm not too worried about it. I think I'm actually going to go over in this one with Ottawa and Montreal here tonight. Let me know what you have. I'm going to read the injuries here for the second game tonight with Chicago, or the first game actually, with second game here with Chicago and Washington. Loveland is questionable for Chicago. Jarrett is out. Wright is right. Edwards, Brisker, Jackson, Monangai, he's made the injury list, and Gordon are all probable there for Chicago. All right, see if we got any comments from you guys. Ken says they just left him off the roster. He's not going to be healthy for this series. Nuke says Montreal needs this game to keep pace with Hamilton. Can they get a blowout? He says. Nuke says I can't even lay 14, even if Ottawa is toast here so far. Okay, I'll just go over then, Nuke. Give me the over here at 51.5. Nuke will actually take the Red Blacks here. All right, we just look at that. We do going back all the way to 1992. All right, man. Can we find any more sports here on our Monday? Like I said, there is some soccer out there. I'm watching some tennis right now with Garone. Going to beat Bellucci here. I didn't send out a package. Good thing, because I like Bellucci, and he's getting beat. Atlanta injuries tonight. Bowman and Brooks questionable. Graham, London, Phillips, Mooney are out. Hodge, Terrell, and Carter are probable tonight for the football game. And we'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, for the coverage here on the Sports Money Network of NFL Monday Night Football. Coming up in just 2 hours, VB MMA Picks. We'll pick 3 fights. We'll look over 3 fights here for that coverage tonight. So join us here in about 2 hours for VB MMA Picks as we preview that Vancouver card coming up. Hey, I had a great time with you guys here on a Monday, and a happy holiday to our friends in Canada and here in the United States as well. We'll say this so far, right? Talking about the holiday here, hey, the markets are open, so how big of a holiday can it be? So, all right, I think I'm going to get you out of here and do the drawing here right now. And okay, here we go. Appreciate you joining me. Let's go do the drawing and see who's going to win a little subscription here if you'd like to get some plays from me. Appreciate all of you being here today on the Morning Steam Show. All right, here we go. Trevor, Jermaine, AOD, Nasty Nate, Doge, Jimmy, Dirty Reg, Jimbo, Jerry Jones. The winner is We Do. He's got Sean Kemp, I think there. Is that Sean Kemp dunking it? Maybe it's not Kemp. I'm trying to read that number. We Do. I know it's a Sonics. I love it. We Do. Just think Duncan. I'm thinking, but that guy doesn't look as thick as Kemp. Could that be Xavier McDaniel? Or is it Kemp? Or a different Sonic? Let me know. Give me a clue. Don't tell me who it is. We Do. Hope you're in there still. Hey, We Do. Go over to winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code WINNER. I'd love to hook you up with a month of my plays. You do such a great job for me. Let me get you some plays as well. Trevor says get those premium hockey plays for today. And Fernando, yeah, no ice guys on the holidays, so hopefully I hung in there. Though those guys do a great job, and you're not going to get a great breakdown like that from me, but I definitely am going to be on these games here with you guys. I'm not going to fret there. Oh, it's KD. Thank you. We Do. Of course it is. NYC Bar wants some soccer today. Try to look, Bar. I mean, the African World Cup games are a little tough. Maybe we could look at the international. But I'll tell you this. Tomorrow we'll be having college football. Believe it or not, we're back Tuesday nights. All right. Tuesday night college football is back, you guys, tomorrow. So we'll be here previewing some college football, some Major League Baseball as well. It's going to be a great morning tomorrow with some great plays in Major League Baseball as well, NBA preseason. So please join me here then, and join me here in a couple of hours for VB MMA Picks. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott.
We make a 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.